Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles this day, Friday, March 28th, TGIF. Now, today, we'll be talking about green lights for Thailand's new casino legislation, fake bank slips becoming an issue with the increasing sophistication of AI, and a little later, we'll reveal which city is the most polluted city, not just in Southeast Asia, but also the entire world.
It's the world.
But first, a quick word from me. Tonight, if you are in Pattaya, whatever you want to call it, we are putting on our Pattaya Night live show, Songkran Special. Hit me with the graphic time. This is one of my favorite comedians from the local scene here. Justin St. Denis is going to be headlining along with his wife, who will be participating in the show as well. So a little Canadian with a Thai wife, a tale as old as time. Also featuring myself and Phil Koo as hosts, and Jock Mackay.
Oh, Jock Mackay's going to be there.
He had us all singing. Yeah.
He's funny.
He had us all singing along last night. He is a fantastic act, so I'm very excited to have him on the show.
Big fan of Phil Koo as well.
And we will also have a mystery surprise guest, too.
Phil Koo's my guy.
You'll have to come in.
Mystery surprise guest?
Yes. Well, now I can't tell you. But yes, you can find tickets on megatix.com. You can just go search up Pattaya Night Live. It'll be the first thing on Google. And or you can just buy your tickets at the door at Siam Design Hotel. And I'm done plugging that. That's the last day. You'll have to hear about that. So thank you for that. Finally, also before we get into the real news, probably a word from our actual sponsor.
That's right. EC Markets. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever thought about trading, whether it's crypto, whether it's in crude oil, whether it's stocks, you can check out EC Markets. They've been in the market for 10 years. A trusted website. Disclaimer, please. Once again, it is trading. Things can go up and down. Invest at your own risk.
Indeed. Commodities, indices, stocks, whatever you want.
Yeah.
EC Market has you covered.
We are in absolutely no position to give you any financial advice. But EC Markets is the place to trade.
They have the tools.
They do have the tools.
That's all you need to know. All right. Let's get into our first story, shall we?
Let's do it.
We are now first off to, as I mentioned before, Pattaya, who is boosting their CCTV coverage in a smart city push. That's right. Pattaya is investing 2.1 million baht to upgrade its CCTV network as part of its Smart City initiative. The expansion will boost camera numbers from 400 to 1,500 on the public Line at Pattaya Connect app, enhancing real-time monitoring for crime prevention, traffic flow, and flood management. City officials aim to reduce video feed delays from 20 to 5 seconds and improve coverage in remote areas like Kolan. With nearly 2,000 cameras already installed and 767 more planned, the upgrade positions Pattaya as a tech-driven city focused on safety and urban efficiency. And I do have to say, this is good news for the Thaiger. They're going to be capturing a whole lot more wacky events for us to report on. So thank you for that, Pattaya. Very much looking forward to it.
CCTV edition.
Yeah.
We'll have to start a whole new show.
I know, right? Yeah, it's just live feeds.
Pattaya caught on camera.
Yeah. I can only imagine the wackiness. And if you're in for some good reality TV show, the live feeds are going on all the time. So you can just go and check out what's happening on Walking Street.
Instead of turning on the TV, you're just turning on the live view of like Walking Street in Pattaya.
That's
Crime Watch, free Crime Watch. The police don't even have to watch. There'll be plenty of people sending in their comments and emails in.
Sourcing to the public. Why not?
Alex, what?
Yeah. I'll try to behave.
Yeah. Moving on to our next story, which is regarding Thailand's overcrowded prisons. Thailand's prisons are dangerously overcrowded, operating at 12% beyond capacity, with 73% of inmates jailed for drug offenses. Despite a decline in convictions, a 2024 report by FIDH and the Union for Civil Liberty highlights stalled reforms and harsher drug laws that may worsen the crisis. UN bodies have criticized the system, urging alternatives to incarceration. Conditions inside are dire, marked by cramped cells, poor healthcare, and inequality. The death of activist Netipon in custody adds urgency to calls for reform, as Thailand faces growing pressure to align with its prison system with global human rights standards.
Yeah, not great. This is another one of the, the dark side of the war on drugs is the fact that like many people who maybe could be better helped with recovery are instead thrown in with the Gen Pop, as they call it. And are made worse. Like a lot of people just, what do they learn in prison? They probably learn how to be better criminals.
Yeah.
I think, rather than a more rehabilitative approach. And it's a big issue. If people are dying in prison, that's not what it's there for, right? It's not supposed to be a death sentence. It's supposed to be, time out. But this has obviously been a big issue in Thailand for a long time. And it still seems like nothing's being done about it.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. Now, moving on to our next story. We're talking casinos, people. Any gambling men in the house? Well, Thailand greenlit an entertainment complex bill, however, with casino limits. Sorry, Thailand's cabinet has approved the entertainment complex bill, paving the way for integrated resorts with casinos capped at just 10% of each complex's area. Aimed at boosting the economy while managing social impact, the bill has strong public backing and now heads to parliament. Thai nationals must deposit 50 million baht to enter casinos, and operations will be tightly regulated under financial and anti-money laundering laws. Strict penalties target violations, including illegal gambling and online betting. Public input will influence site decisions, signaling a cautious but ambitious move to modernize Thailand's entertainment landscape. We're talking about this, like what is going to be the wealth limit, like for allowing Thai citizens to go into these complexes, and 50 million baht is nothing to sneeze at. So they are setting a very significant limit in order to keep this sort of from preying on the poor, which is, again, the general perception that when you legalize gambling for the masses, they're going to participate, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money to the house. So limiting this to the wealthy segment of Thai society seems to be a popular concept in the policy. A lot of people, like to be able to indulge even if they don't have that kind of money. Apparently too bad. Yeah. And also limiting the amount of space at these entertainment complexes dedicated to casinos should also help limit that. What I see, though, is tons and tons of Chinese coming here for this as a new alternative to Macau or, say, Cambodia, where they have big influence in the gambling industry.
All right. Well, I have no comments on that story. For now, I'm going to move on to our next story, which is regarding Thailand's restaurant industry hit hard by spending slump. Oh, no. 3, 2, 1. Are Thailand's restaurants suffering? Because Thailand's restaurants industry is in crisis, with consumer spending dropping over 40% in early 2025. Economic stagnation has led Thais to cut back on dining out, forcing many eateries to slash prices to survive. Local businesses are also under pressure from ultra-cheap Chinese-run $0 restaurants. The 700 billion baht sector is seeing a wave of closures. Hopes rest on a sales boost during Songkran and a planned 10,000 baht digital currency scheme aimed at young people, but doubts remain, especially as many restaurants still rely on cash. The industry faces an uphill battle to recover. Sad news. Thailand, home to quite many amazing restaurants, whether it's the street restaurants, the local restaurants, but quite a lot of premium and Michelin star restaurants too. Obviously those will probably be fine.
Right. I think that's the issue, though, is that there is just too much. It's like an issue of supply and demand. And you can't walk 2 feet without running into like 20 different restaurants, man. It is a very saturated market when it comes to this. And obviously, there's lots of competition at every level. Like you talk about the Michelin stuff. Yeah, there's tons of competition up there. Down to the street food vendors. There's competition down there, too. Yeah. So it's getting very difficult for these places to make a profit. And I think what we're seeing is just a market correction. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but how often do you eat out or eat in? For me, I'm pretty much constantly supporting the local restaurant scene, very rarely cooking for myself. So I'm doing my part. I don't know about you guys.
I'm doing my part.
Indeed.
No, but Thailand just got awarded the 3 Michelin star restaurant.
One of them. Sorn. Yeah.
Sorn is now the first 3 Michelin star restaurant in Thailand. But it also has, I think Shuring has had 2, Gagan has had 2, and there's quite a few. Ahan, I believe, has 2.
Yeah, there's plenty of Michelin rated ones.
Michelin.
The 3-star was very, very, very important. Not just for that restaurant, but just to prove that Thai cuisine can be up there with the big boys.
Can I talk about this a little bit with you? Because you're a foodie. Your missus is a foodie.
Indeed. Yeah.
And you get to visit a lot of nice restaurants.
I do.
So, because whenever I talk about this topic, especially on live, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's Thailand. Like there's cheap food everywhere. Let's go have krapao kai. Why would you want to have Western food?" I get it, guys. I've been here 23 years. I'm over krapao kai, and so is he.
No, I
Pretty
just
much
had
you
a
are.
mountain of it last night.
But what I mean is like, on a general like night out, you're not thinking I want to go have Thai food. You're thinking, okay, let's go to a nice restaurant. Like for example, you'd probably pick Spanish, Italian, this, that, da 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 da.
No,
there's a
not
lot of
necessarily,
choices.
man.
No,
I mean I've had plenty of Thai fine dining actually. Like there's a lot of very high end Thai restaurants, and that ends up being
Okay.
About I would say probably at least 40%, if not 50%.
that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, Kapao Kai for me should be no more, even from a quality restaurant, no more than like 100 baht.
It's not krapao guy. Like I'm eating like
I
actual.
know, obviously.
I'm like eating actual like thought out different kinds of cuisines.
Anyone who's paying more than 100 baht for Kapao Kai can, you know, yeah.
do one. But yeah, no, and the options are numerous, but
But do you find yourself like spending less on these kind of restaurants?
I don't. I'm lucky enough that the girl gets invited for free all the
Yeah,
time. We're just
fair
gonna make
enough.
some content, so I would not be doing it regularly.
Right?
That's for sure.
Yeah.
It is definitely very expensive to go to these places, but there's a market for it. But I think that's why also they give away this stuff to KOLs and influencers
Yeah.
all the time. To like, it's free. It's cheap marketing for them,
Yeah.
right? And they just want people to travel bloggers to come and talk about their place and try to create some buzz. Not sure how effective it is, but
Gang, gang.
it's a thing.
Buzz.
Gang, gang, buzz, buzz.
All right.
Well, anyways, on to our next story, I guess. Moving on from that. Be careful with your banking, guys, because fake bank slips are becoming a threat as AI sophistications advance. That's right. A new warning highlights how ChatGPT's latest update can generate fake Bangkok bank transfer slips that look alarmingly real, even mimicking watermarks and reference numbers. Tech blogger Kafak raised the issue, showing how a 23,000 baht slip was convincingly altered to show a 400,000 baht payment. While Thai characters may have minor errors, the English and numbers are near perfect, raising serious fraud risks for merchants and online sellers. The message is clear. Don't trust payment slips at face value. Verify transactions directly with your bank. As AI tools grow more sophisticated, so too do the risks of financial deception.
Yeah, Warren Buffett doing his part, spending that money in Thailand.
Steve Jobs, right?
But I've always thought about, a lot of the vendors, especially when you're going to the local market, they're so busy that they don't even care. You just like, you send them money and you show them the clip and they go like this. Okay.
Well, because they think you're not going to rip them. It's such
Yeah, you're not going to rip them off for like 40, 50 baht. I mean,
Right.
yeah, but you don't know, man. People are sick. People are willing to do anything.
I mean, pretty much everywhere I go that's like a medium end restaurant or a medium end business, they'll take the pictures of your bank slips. Like once you take the scan, they'll take a picture of it just to confirm that it matches their records. That's just good record keeping.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. It's fair. But something new to be scared of. By the way, I don't know if you've seen lately, there's been some update on ChatGPT. The images that it can generate now, like you can be hyper specific and it will do it. Like it is getting insane. Like graphic designers, they're gone. Like it's not going to be a thing anymore. You can just with verbal text.
How dare you?
It's a wild, brave new world that just it will be embraced whether you like it or not. So ride the wave or drown in the tide. It seems to be the only two options, unfortunately. Anyways, Damien has the question. You guys ever eat and go see back streets? Some of the best people I've met there in the back areas. A lot of good food and bad, but it's the real areas. Yeah, I agree. I think it's super fun to get out there and in it, but also once you've lived here for a long time, you've seen a lot of it. Yeah.
All right. Our next story is talking about the Thai labor minister, who's confirming on May the 1st there will be a minimum wage hike. Thailand's labor minister Pipat has confirmed a nationwide minimum wage hike to 400 baht by May the 1st. The move, criticized as delayed political rhetoric by opposition MP Sirikanya, comes amid rising business closures and worker layoffs. Around 5.8 million workers and 500,000 SMEs could be affected, with concerns that a flat increase may trigger job losses, especially in small businesses. To minimize disruption, wage hikes may vary by sector. The government is also cracking down on illegal foreign workers to prioritize local employment, particularly in the Eastern Economic Corridor.
It doesn't seem unreasonable to me. 400 baht, I think that's per day is what they're looking at. Yeah, so...
It should be per day.
Yes, which is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that still seems kind of low. So they're worried about potential disruptions. Look, this is one of those things where minimum wage, why does it exist, right? Of course, should there just be a market? Like, if somebody's willing to do it for less, let them do it for less. But then,
No, I think the minimum wage should definitely be there because it's Thailand as well. No offense to anyone, but it's Thailand, and Thailand has a gray rule for everything. And for the longest time, they've used cheap labor, just like every country in the world. Every business would want to use cheap labor if they can. And just because there's a minimum wage doesn't mean that everyone's respecting the minimum wage, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue. There's like tons of illegal workers coming in from Burma or Myanmar, like trying to, just escape their conflict. And there are employers willing to take advantage of that and pay under the minimum wage prices just so they can have a job at all. So, I think this is a good thing. But how will enforcement unfold? That is yet to be determined. All right. Well, anyways, guys, that'll do it for our Thailand section of the news. We are now going to head off to our ASEAN section. But before we do, we'll have a quick word from our sponsors, EC Markets. Take it away, Tan. And welcome back. Thank you, EC Markets, for sponsoring the show. And now we will get into our ASEAN section. And we'll get to Brigitte Macron a little bit later, by the way. We did see that in the comments, algorithm. Now, our first stop in the ASEAN world is actually going to be the most polluted city, not just in ASEAN, but the entire globe. Can you guess? Anybody?
Yes, I can.
It's Phnom Penh. Over in Cambodia we go. Phnom Penh experienced its worst air quality of 2025 2 days ago, hitting an IQ air rating of 291, classified as very unhealthy, just shy of hazardous. I don't know, sounds like it. At times, it was the most polluted city in the world. Although conditions have slightly improved to a still risky 136 as of yesterday, PM 2.5 levels remain 10 times above WHO guidelines. Siem Reap also faces alarming pollution with a reading of 162 and PM 2.5 levels over 14 times the safe limit. Authorities have yet to respond as air quality remains a serious health threat across Cambodia. Tom, would you mind to pull up the list of all of the polluted cities, just so we can take a look and see how everybody's ranking these days? I think you'll see a lot of the usual suspects up there. Phnom Penh, number 1. Number 2, Delhi. After that, we're in Kathmandu, Bangladesh.
Where did you come from? Where did
Hanoi,
you go?
Wuhan, Hangzhou, Chiang Mai, Pakistan, Shanghai.
Kathmandu.
I don't think anybody's surprised. That everything is in the developing parts of Asia. Pretty nasty stuff. So if you're in any of these places, make sure to try to maybe put on your PM 2.5 masks. Stay healthy. Ew. No. Let's move on, shall we?
All right.
This is a crazy story next, by the way.
I feel a bit strange today. So I was told that apparently, and I don't know if this is a trusted source, that there's mold in our coffee machine.
Oh, yeah. Why would you out us like that?
I had the coffee anyways. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you drank it knowing that there was mold in there? I
didn't trust the source.
I don't.
Who said it? Who?
I don't know what.
And if it hasn't killed me now, will it kill me tomorrow? I don't know. Do I sacrifice my coffee? So I feel a little tingly feeling, but I think it's more mental.
Okay.
So if I don't make it, if I don't come back to work on Monday, guys. Anyways, moving on.
I'll stick to the tea.
Tempo journalists threatened in escalating intimidation campaign. Right. Indonesia's Tempo magazine, known for investigative journalism, was targeted with distributing threats, a pig's head, and 6 decapitated rats sent to political reporter Francisca Christi Rosana. The intimidation follows critical coverage of President Prabowo Subianto's administration. Press freedom groups and civil society fear a return to tactics from the Suharto era, warning of a chilling effect on journalism. Police have launched a preliminary investigation, though critics argue authorities often fail to act. Advocates demand swift accountability, stressing that attacks on journalists threaten democracy and justice in Indonesia. Okay, Godfather tactics taken to another level, I guess?
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, and this is one of the issues, especially with, like, you know, countries that have not the best track record with their democracies. I mean, honestly, like the press and releasing information is one of the only ways that the public is able to keep the powers that be accountable.
Yeah.
So when this becomes threatened and, you know, eventually journalists become jailed and things like that, you're just in a downward spiral to either authoritarianism, crackdowns by the military, eventually revolution and, you know, escalating violence. So I think it's very important for journalists to be able to do their jobs without the fear of intimidation.
Free speech. Free speech.
Yes, indeed. I will. There is another story that I didn't want to add in, but it's okay. Let's just move on to what we have planned. I'm speaking to you about the Singaporean murderer on the run. I'll talk to you guys about that later. Now, first, apparently Malaysia is feeling actually a little bit of love for the media, as trust in the media is rising, but corporations are losing their favor. That's right. An Ipsos Malaysia survey reveals a rise in public trust in Malaysia's media sector in 2024, the only industry to see improvement. Overall, corporate trust dropped 7 points amid ongoing consumer boycotts, particularly linked to pro-Palestine sentiments. Airlines and fast food chains saw the steepest trust decline, falling 17 points. Despite a general downturn across sectors, brands like Apple, Perodua, and Proton ranked highest in consumer trust, with Apple taking the top spot. Meanwhile, former trust leader TNB now shares its position with Shopee and Honda, reflecting a shifting consumer loyalties in a turbulent landscape. You got to wonder, is it because the media is doing their job, right?
Maybe.
The faith in the other corporations is going down. Anyways, I guess we're part of that media landscape. So thank you, Malaysia, for tuning in.
Yes, we are. All right. We're going to move on to our last story for today, which takes us to Japan, as Japan's prime minister is to visit Philippines and Vietnam to boost regional ties. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba will visit the Philippines and Vietnam next month to strengthen security and economic ties amid rising tensions in the South China Sea. Japan has supported both nations with defense equipment and seeks deeper cooperation to counter China's regional assertiveness. Economically, Ishiba will reaffirm Japan's commitment to infrastructure, healthcare, and human resource development in both countries. The visit follows Ishiba's January trip to Malaysia and Indonesia, highlighting Tokyo's strategic focus on Southeast Asia. There we go. Japan watching its back. Its economy is tanking.
Yeah, but this is one of the things, obviously, with there seems to be a shift in the global order in terms of alliances and things like that. And this is an opportunity for China, right? As China sort of sees, Russia wasting tons of resources on its conflict in Ukraine, as America is recalibrating its own alliances and its own relationships with Europe and its neighbors. This is a big opportunity for China to step in and wield a lot of influence. So countries like Japan, right, like seeing the way that America is, handling its traditional allies, is probably thinking to step up on its own to wield more influence in its own right. Anyways, it is interesting to see how these power plays are playing out. And also at the same time, the fact that Southeast Asia does seem to be such a focused on place for the future of the developing world. It's resource rich, lots of people, and the culture is expanding tremendously. So the power games continue down here. All right.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN. You can find more stories on thetiger.com or join in the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's Thailand's largest news forum.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Tiger here on YouTube to stay up to date on all things Thailand. And you can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X.
Execute
wherever you like.
Subscribing to the Tiger.
More content than you normally see. Let me get through my plugs. Than you would normally see here on the main channel. Finally, let's jump into the comments.